Hey team, Contracting here, and welcome back to the channel. Contracts dictate the future of business partnerships. They outline the rights, obligations, and expectations of all parties involved. But what exactly is contract drafting? Contract drafting is the process of creating legally binding documents that formalize agreements between two or more parties. It's not just about writing down the terms. It's about ensuring those terms are clear, enforceable, and protective of everyone's interests. Inaccurate or poorly drafted contracts can lead to confusion, disputes, and even legal action, which is why careful attention to detail is critical. Why is contract drafting essential? Contracts offer protection and security by providing a legal framework for business agreements. A well-drafted contract minimizes misunderstandings and ensures that all parties know exactly what is expected of them. Whether it's specifying timelines, payment obligations, or the delivery of services, a properly drafted contract is the key to a successful business relationship. Here are some key benefits of drafting contracts correctly. Clarity and understanding. A well-written contract fosters a mutual understanding between the parties. It precisely outlines the terms and conditions, the rights and responsibilities of each party, and what happens if things go wrong. By clearly defining everything in writing, the chances of misunderstandings or disputes are significantly reduced. Legal protection. In the event of a dispute, a written contract provides legal protection that oral agreements simply cannot. A contract is a formal record of the promises and obligations of each party, enforceable in a court of law. This means that, in the case of non-compliance, the aggrieved party has a solid legal basis to take action. Record keeping. Contracts serve as important documentation, helping businesses keep track of their obligations and responsibilities over time. This can be especially useful when dealing with multiple agreements or partnerships, as it provides a clear record of what was agreed upon, reducing the likelihood of disputes down the road. Enforceability. Contracts that are poorly drafted may be unenforceable in court, which could leave one or both parties in a vulnerable position. Properly drafted contracts ensure the terms can be upheld, providing legal certainty and security for all involved. How to draft a contract. Drafting a contract can be complex, especially in situations involving multiple parties or intricate legal terms. However, there are several essential elements that every contract should include to ensure it is comprehensive and legally sound. Let's walk through each key component. Introduction and parties. Involved. The first step is identifying the parties to the agreement. This includes stating their full legal names and addresses. A clear introduction should outline the purpose of the contract and define the relationship between the parties. This sets the stage for the rest of the document, ensuring that everyone understands their role from the outset. Definitions and interpretations. To avoid ambiguity, contracts should define key terms and phrases used within the document. This prevents confusion later on and ensures that all parties interpret the language consistently. It's also a good idea to include an interpretation clause that explains how the terms should be understood within the context of the agreement. Rights and obligations of each party. This section is the heart of the contract, where the specific duties, rights, and obligations of each party are detailed. Be explicit about what each party is responsible for, including any deadlines, deliverables, or performance criteria. The more specific you can be, the better, as this reduces the likelihood of disputes. Payment terms and conditions. Payment is often the most contentious part of any business deal, so it's crucial to spell out how much will be paid when payments are due, and what the consequences of late or missed payments will be. This can include payment schedules, accepted methods of payment, and any interest or penalties for late payments. Termination and renewal provisions. Every contract should address how and when the agreement can be terminated, as well as any procedures for renewal. This ensures that both parties know their rights if they wish to exit the agreement or extend it. Having clear termination clauses also helps prevent legal disputes should the partnership end prematurely. Dispute resolution mechanisms. Disputes are inevitable in any business relationship, so it's important to include provisions for how disagreements will be handled. Whether through mediation, arbitration, or litigation, specifying a method for dispute resolution can save both time and money. By planning for the possibility of conflict, parties can avoid lengthy and expensive court battles. Writing the contract. When it comes to writing a contract, precision is key. There are several strategies to ensure your contract is both clear and enforceable. Drafting unambiguous clauses. Ambiguity is a contract's worst enemy. When drafting clauses, avoid vague language and ensure that each party's rights and obligations are clearly defined. It's important to consider all possible outcomes and ensure there is no room for misinterpretation. For example, instead of saying payment must be made in a timely manner, specify Payment must be made within 30 days of receipt of invoice. Using standardized language and templates. Instead of starting from scratch, many businesses use standard contract templates. These templates provide a solid framework and can be adapted to suit specific needs. Standardization not only saves time, but also ensures consistency across agreements. However, it's essential to review and tailor these templates to ensure they are appropriate for the particular deal. Using boilerplate clauses. Boilerplate clauses are standard legal provisions that are commonly included in most contracts. They cover issues like governing law, which jurisdictions' laws will apply, severability, what happens if one part of the contract is invalid, force majeure, what happens in the event of unforeseen circumstances like natural disasters, and waiver, the right to enforce or waive specific terms. These clauses may seem routine, but they are essential for providing legal clarity and protection. Finalizing the contract. Once the contract has been drafted, it's essential to take the final steps to ensure it's legally sound and fair to all parties. This includes thorough review. Go through the contract with a fine-tooth comb to check for discrepancies, unclear terms, or unfair provisions. Make sure all parties are satisfied with the terms before proceeding to the next step. Legal review. Engaging legal professionals to review the contract is crucial, especially for complex agreements. Legal experts will ensure the contract complies with relevant laws and that there are no loopholes that could cause issues later. Execution. Once everything is agreed upon, the contract can be signed, making it legally binding. Ensure that all parties receive a copy of the signed contract for their records. Conclusion. Drafting a contract is a vital process that requires careful attention to detail and a thorough understanding of the agreement's terms. By following the steps outlined in this guide, you can ensure that your contracts are clear, enforceable, and legally sound, protecting both your business and your partnerships. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more practical tips on contract management and business strategies. See you next time.